So I'll let
Hello,
you.
everybody. My name is Maxwell, and with me today on NetMercur is CJFM,
Hi, everyone.
and we're gonna go ahead and get this game started. And we're gonna talk about how Netrunner has inspired a lot of people to do a huge range of things. And you know, a really obvious place to start is Jinteki.net itself. This thing takes a huge amount of work.
Yeah, so I guess what's amazing about Netrunner is that the community just is so intense and loves the game so much that
Hmm.
it's pretty amazing how cool everyone is. Let's see, what do I do here? This is debatable, or maybe it's not. I'm just gonna do this.
It seems like a pretty strong start.
I mean, so Jinteki.net uh, sort of came out of nowhere. It was like the sort of illegitimate stepchild to was it Octagon, and Octagon was being played
Right.
pretty consistently. Everyone was on Octagon. It's pretty much like Tabletop Simulator, but sort of not as
And
fancy.
DB0, right? DB0 was the one man Octagon Netrunner show for a long
Yep,
time.
yep. So what do we got?
I've
Let's
never
see.
seen anything quite like this in terms of the community putting in so much of their own man hours to build infrastructure around this game. It's not just Jinteki.net, it's also StimHack. The StimHack community is really, I mean, is incredibly active.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's see. I'll go ahead and let you trash that.
Send you back to the Stone Age. So yeah, I've been impressed with Jinteki.net. Like I started playing with it because I just could not play on Octagon. The characters I wanted to play were they had too many triggers and it just got too out of control.
Hmm.
I liked playing Nacier and Exile and it just wasn't feasible.
Sure.
Hmm. I see.
Yeah, want want. I think part of the reason Netrunner's been able to fuel so much activity is it's it's a really intense game and it really kind of sucks you in. It can suck you in if you want it to.
Yeah. Let's see what you got.
And it goes really deep too. Hmm. I think I can weather this. But that's a powerful turn for you if you especially if you score another agenda here.
Not so good for me. Hmm. Okay. So besides Jinteki.net, um, I guess what surprises me is how much content people have been producing for the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, guides and websites like stimhack.com and, just forums. And it's just such a good community. Um, that impresses me. Um, Lots of things to think about here. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, it can be a challenge to think and talk about something totally different at the same time.
Yeah, play and talk about a sort of related thing.
But it's
Um,
related in a kind of abstract way.
yeah, I guess maybe I should just kind of like say a little bit about myself so people know who I am. Just like, why am I listening to this guy talk about Jinteki.net? I've been playing the game since very early in Netrunner's inception, and the I have a YouTube channel which I haven't used for a long time because I've kind of like not found a good time to go to do it. So it's been kind of tricky, but I've been doing this for a long time, and I also do game design on the side and also lots of other things. But oh wait, this is gonna be good. Okay, let's see if I can do this. All right, let's game 3, draw 2. All right, that's what I'm looking for. Let's get rid of that.
That feels pretty good, right?
It feels good. Don't know if I'm gonna need this.
So what do you prepaid voice pad coming off of the most wanted list? What are your
Yes.
thoughts there?
Oh, it's good. I don't know. Like I feel like it deserved to come off. It wasn't. It shouldn't have been on there anyway.
You weren't buying it's limiting the design of events.
I mean, it was when the game was really slow and when events were kind of all built around the core set, but it's moved away from that. And I think generally speaking, the power level is still lower than some of the just normal natural cards that don't require combos like prepaid voice pad does.
Yeah.
So like Temujin Contract is so much better than prepaid voice pad. And prepaid voice pad requires you're playing like a bunch of influence heavy cards that give you money, which is fine. It's just that it's extremely limiting. Whereas like you could just play Temujin and you're fine. So I'm just thinking about what to discard. This is actually a hard choice. I think I'll get rid of this card.
When I first started playing, one of the things that struck me, that appealed to me, is just how different the game is than any other games out there.
Going for it, huh?
Oh, of course.
Um,
And it took a long time for me to really understand just exactly how different the game is.
yeah, so Netrunner's design is really unique for games that were coming out at the time. So Garfield, who designed the game, wanted to make something that was completely the opposite of Magic the Gathering. This game came out, I think, a year or two after Magic the Gathering came out.
Yeah.
And the design was, instead of mana, you'd have actions. And it's actually a pretty revolutionary thing to do. So besides that, you have actions, you have asymmetrical game design. So Corp's doing different things than Runner. You have hidden information on one side of the table and open information on the other side of the table. It's actually quite an interesting game, like from a design perspective. It's unlike anything I've ever played before, and it's it's still good because of that. Like it really is the mechanics. The mechanics really make this game stand out and just be phenomenal. The card design is a different thing entirely, but I think that the mechanics of the turns and the asymmetry in the turns really make it stand out. It's also my favorite thing about the game is that you can play Runner and then you can play a completely different thing with Corp,
Yes. It's very exciting to have this one game to kind of function as two different games and to kind of fill two different roles in your, game pool.
Yeah. I think besides just being unique, one of its standout features